Factual and procedural background with one exception: the evidence presented to Green and Pennington's jury was the same as that presented to Dean's. CFN 5. Below, we repeat our summary of the evidence from Dean's appeal here, modestly revised, to focus on the arguments made by Green and Pennington. 1. Overview of the murders of Alton Batiste, Trevon Powers, and DeJuan Banks. The complicated facts presented at trial, as well as the evidentiary rulings and arguments of counsel at the center of Green's and Pennington's appeals, rise from 3, perhaps related, murders. Alton Batiste, at approximately 1:30 a.m. on September 23, 2002, a van crashed into the divider on the Santa Monica Freeway in West Los Angeles. Dean, a member of the Center Park Bloods, was one of the individuals in the van. Pennington, also a member of the Center Park Bloods, was the driver of the van, which was registered to Robert Burke, her incarcerated boyfriend. Batiste, severely injured by knife wounds, was in the van when it crashed. He died 9 days later. Trevon Powers. Several hours before the van crash, Batiste had been in a car with Powers, a member of Centinela Park family, also a Bloods-affiliated criminal street gang. Powers' body was found shortly before midnight on September 22, 2002 in Center Park, the neighborhood claimed by the Center Park Bloods. The car, which belonged to Powers' girlfriend, Tessie Kennedy, had crashed into a low fence nearby. Blood stains were found on his front seats. According to Kennedy, Powers and Batiste had left an Inglewood motel together in her car around 10:20 that evening to look for drugs. DeJuan Banks. Powers' murder occurred several days before he was scheduled to testify at a preliminary hearing to identify 3 members of the neighborhood Pirates, another Bloods-affiliated gang, as the individuals who had shot at Powers and Banks. Also a Centinela Park family member. In February 2002, Banks was killed, and, although Powers escaped, his finger was shot off. The prosecution's theory was that Powers had been killed because he intended to testify against 3 Bloods gang members, and that Batiste, who had been with Powers, had likely been killed by Dean and Pennington because he had been a witness to Powers' murder. An alternate possibility suggested by Dean's defense counsel was that Batiste had been stabbed in Kennedy's car and was simply being transported to the hospital in the van in which Dean was riding when it crashed. In connection with that theory, Dean's counsel questioned the source of the blood found on the front seats of Kennedy's car.